again to bundle up. We'll have more in your 6-day forecast coming up.
Well, thank you so much. This is stating the obvious, Vince, but this is not a night to be outside.
And sadly, some will be, and not by choice. Justin Williams with more on the effort to get the homeless inside, at least for the night.
Yes, and we're learning, Ted, that throughout the day, we're learning that this effort is one which is continuing and continuing to evolve. We'll have more on that coming up in this show and later at the 6 o'clock news. But for right now, the good news and what we've discovered today is that there are options for those who may otherwise have to sleep out in this cold weather.
It is families out here that need to eat, need to have somewhere to sleep, to be warm.
And with temperatures settling in the single digits, that warm part can be a problem, one which organizations such as Milwaukee's Homeless Shelter Task Force are trying to solve.
I've been doing this kind of work for 25 years. I can't remember a time when we weren't able to open up an overflow site when it got cold.
Joe Volk is the CEO of Community Advocates, which is a member of the Homeless Shelter Task Force. He says during winter months, the task force's group of 7 shelters typically uses one as an overflow site to provide a warm place to sleep when the other homeless shelters are full. But due to a lack of state and federal funding, not this year.
Shelters do absolutely wonderful work, and they do lots of wonderful things, and they extend. But the one thing that they can't do, quite frankly, is simply print money. And at some point, you got to pay the bills.
Now, these are the mattresses that we use for our overflow.
Charles Schumacher is the director of the Safe Harbor Homeless Men's Program at Milwaukee's Rescue Mission.
We've got 250 beds, plus room for 30 mattresses that we can put on the, and then if we fill up those 30 mattresses, we've got 180 chairs in our lobby area where men can come in and sit.
Schumacher says for the first time in his tenure this winter, the group did not receive any outside money to cover its overflow costs. So the mission is using its own money.
We just can't say we're not gonna have a place for people to stay and when it's really cold weather and it's danger to their life. We're not gonna do that.
Now, I said that this effort is evolving. Today, in talking with those 2 gentlemen there, Mr. Volk with Community Advocates, and then also talking to the folks here at the Rescue Mission, when we talked to Charles and to Joe, we were able to kind of decipher the fact that there was some miscommunication, according to the 2 of them, between those 2 entities. And Community Advocates did not realize, or there was, like I said, some misunderstanding or miscommunication which prevented them from realizing that the rescue mission did have some overflow capacity. The 2 of them did talk after I linked them up today. They're on the same page now, and the bottom line is, folks, there is a place for those who don't have a place to sleep that is available, and that is the rescue mission. Now, there is more potentially developing on this. We're trying to keep tabs on it throughout the day here. We have some media reports that indicate there may be a couple of other areas or other entities where people who might otherwise not have a warm place to sleep may be able to get that warm place to sleep. We're going to be working on that during the next hour here to confirm some of those details, and hopefully we'll have some more information and more beds available to those who need them coming up in the 6 o'clock hour. So stay tuned for that. For now, that is the latest from a very cold and very windy downtown Milwaukee. I'm Justin Williams, Fox 6 News.
Good news. Thanks to your story. Thank you, Justin. And when it is this cold, very tempting to turn on your car and then let it warm up before you jump inside.
Also very tempting for thieves. They know what you're up to. Jeremy Ross live with a warning about a habit many of us do, even though we know we